Welcome on guys, welcome back to MK Creations Growth and Elevation Podcast. Today I'm joined by businessman, bodybuilder, PT and influencer, Moziah Pinder. Welcome on cuz, how you doing?
What's going on? What's going on, my bro? How are you?
I'm blessed, still I'm gassed for this one. I didn't think, this is the first one where someone's come from another city to me and in. I didn't think it'll work out as smooth as it did, still.
Yeah. No. For me, of course, I don't see why it wouldn't have worked out. Do you know what I'm saying? You reached out to me. I like the vibes.
Yeah.
And hell yeah, do you know what I mean?
Big up Chemo, bro. He's the one that patterned this thing.
Yeah, that's my brother, man.
Yeah.
He's my brother from, do you know what I mean? Like since we were in college. So.
Bro, that's ages.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my guy.
Alright, so let's get into it. With your childhood, what was home life like for you growing up?
So I was, to put it mad simply, I was free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was a free kid to do whatever I really wanted to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up like in a strict household. So growing up for me was most of the time just out, friends, just being a kid, being a child. Do you know what I'm saying? Like being a child, like being free. I was hardly ever in the house.
Wasn't there any pressure, from early, okay, now you have to have these extra curriculum activities, or you have to learn an instrument or anything else like that?
Obviously, your parents are gonna want you to do well in whatever you do. Do you know what I'm saying? But like for me, I think I was just left to make my own choices in terms of what I wanted to do in terms of extracurricular activities. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, a lot of the time was just sports. So football, basketball, whatever I could do after school,
yeah,
I would do. I don't care. Like I even played a few cricket matches in school. So it was for me. It was whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? I was just on whatever was available, and I was doing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what was school life like then, as a whole? Like I know you've just mentioned about the extra stuff and how you've always taken to sports.
Yeah.
But what about your normal studies and everything else? How was that?
So the school I went to was a sports school, innit? So they pushed, there was a lot more push for sports than there was for like the academic side of things. You know what I'm saying? So, it was that kind of environment where the pressure for being in the classroom and getting all these grades, it wasn't as high as it probably is today. But back then, when I was in school, like it was, you know what I mean, sports was the reason why a lot of us were going to school for that day. Like we were just looking forward to PE. We were looking forward to the football game after school. We were looking forward to the basketball game after school. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's exactly what kept a lot of students, do you know what I mean, just kept going to school, was the fact that it was a great school for sports.
That's sick still, but you know what I think they should start doing? Implementing some sort of combat sport from early, in schools. Whether it be Thai boxing, MMA,
you're right.
Boxing, because I think, when you pick it up later, it's not fair. Like a lot of people can't pick it up because it's not the cheapest thing to go and commit to, but a lot of people would. So I think that there would also fix all this knife crime problem and everything, because then no one will be scared to have a straight knife. You get me?
I hear what you're saying, but it's like with the boxing, it's like when you're at that age, you're going to be very, very conscious about boxing in general. Like I don't know about you, but did you in school you must have saw a lot of fights?
Sort of, bro. It wasn't as bad as people make out. Like, you know what I mean? Like when they just focus on, like, say 6-7 events that happened in a space of a year and make it seem, drag it out so it looks like the whole year
That's
was
exactly it, man.
Man was in the trenches, but really, when you look back at it, bro, it's nothing.
That's like, now when you look back, there's nothing in it. But back then, it's like when you lost the fight for the whole year. That you're gonna be reminded every single day you lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like teaching the kids how to box. Then is just, I think it's gonna build. It's a catch-22. Do you know what I mean? There's pros and cons of it, but I think it can definitely have more problems.
Yeah, but it's like the cons to any sport. It's the same with combat sports. It's just they get a bad rep. Like when MMA first came out, the UFC started it off, right, with the Gracie family.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying that's a blood sport, it shouldn't be happening, blah 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 blah. Now they're doing it with bare knuckle boxing. So then the next thing, imagine if they do Muay Thai in the UK with hemp rope, full Thai rules, knees, elbows to the head, everything.
Yeah.
They're gonna say the same thing, so go through.
Thanks.
But to be honest with you, like, bro, track stars have some nasty things. Like, bro, I've had shin splints. I'd rather just get punched in the face, bro. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'd rather get punched in the face twice a day for the rest of my life than have shin splints again. But the thing, bro, imagine it's a walk and I just drop and I thought to myself, bro, the same for me, bro. It's a nasty burn as well.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah.
It's peaks.
Can you imagine, bro?
Yeah. So what was your dreams and ambitions as a kid then?
It was definitely to go into whether it was athletics or football, but that was just the route, that was just the route for me. I think that was the route for me growing up. I was like, I want to be a track star or be in sports, and that was it really. It only changed, obviously, as you get older. You don't. Do you know what I mean? The route becomes harder. You don't actually realize. Yeah, okay. You can be good at football, but you need to have some serious, exceptional talent to break through those ranks. So, and also your heart, man. My heart wasn't in football.
No.
My heart wasn't in it.
What was it in at the time?
This is the thing. I think. I didn't find myself yet. I didn't find myself until very, very late. But my heart, like when I even just general sports, like I enjoyed doing it, but when your heart wasn't in something, like my heart just wasn't in that place, and I was just like, can I really see myself doing this? Is this what I want to do? And just that feeling wasn't there.
You're just doing it because you kind of had to due to time and circumstance.
Yeah, this is the thing. You're doing it because one, all your friends are doing it.
Yeah.
Two, you're doing it because it's just something to do.
Yeah.
And then three, it was just something that you grew up. You obviously, because for me, I did 800 in school, 800 meters, and I was one of the only kids in school that could do 800 because it's a long distance. That's two rounds on the track, and for me, it was just like, yeah, okay. So when it came to sports days and those kind of events, it was like, oh yeah, so who's doing 800? Moziah's doing 800. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it was just a thing that you just, okay, yeah, I'm just that guy.
I wasn't, bro. I tell you straight, I was just fat, bro. Like, I'll be honest with you. I started getting into it when it was more like weights at like 15, right? And then when I started finding combat sports. So, bro, then I've been through loads. Like, karate wasn't for me, Wing Chun wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Lao Ga was fun, but I went when the club was dying down, so it wasn't going nowhere. Then I found it in Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and catch wrestling, freestyle wrestling. And then it gets to that sad part of life when you have to start paying bills. You get me? So everything has to stop in it. Like, bro, I could tell you, bro, fucking working in a car door, bro, I just thought to myself, this had to be common for something. I can't train, I can't do nothing. I'm dead after a shift. I'm getting sucked off now. Hated it. Bro, I still remember it because I got all the stretch marks on my arms and everything, bro. Bro, believe it or not, I had 18-inch arms, bro. Right, it's natural, no gas, no nothing.
Yeah.
Because back then, okay, you train after school, you can train 2-3 times a week on a body part. Oh, cool, I'm banging legs twice a week. But then instead legs and abs on the second one, because I love food too much, I'm not gonna get abs. I'm gonna do biceps and triceps again. But then obviously you do forearm as well, just because it's the last part you do.
Yeah.
So I normally would start with tries and go to bis and forearms, so that way that pump that you slightly get up to about here when you're doing biceps,
Yeah.
I can push it through. So that way I don't have to go in as harder then to get the same results because the muscles are somewhat torn down already. And I'm knackered by the end of biceps, so I'm just pushing through basic exercises with forearms just to get a burn, just so I know that later if I can't grip properly, I've done a good one, or if I'm doing this I'm shaking, I've done a good workout. So it was different then, bro, but then the work, bro, fucked me up still. But with bodybuilding, how did you start getting into bodybuilding?
Bro, that's such a good question, man. I feel like the only way I can say it now is my friends were just, because it got to a certain point when it's like, okay, cool, I'm not playing sports anymore. I'm not doing athletics anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? I'm just waking up every day just for the sake of, and just going with emotions. You know, there was no structure in place. Like, there was nothing concrete for me to do day by day. You know, and then like two of my boys. After college, these guys would go to the gym, innit? And I'm just saying to myself, why are these guys just going to the gym when there's so much to do outside? You know what I'm saying? So, and then they're like, Moziah, you should come, you should go. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it, and then I was like, okay, do you know what? Let me go again tomorrow. And then it slowly became a habit, and then I just ended up continuing going. So it's almost like my body was just looking for an outlet or an outburst to do, you know. So I enjoy just keeping going every day after that.
So what's your goals in bodybuilding then?
For me, is to, you know, get my pro card.
Yeah.
You know, so it's either through IFBB or Muscle Mania. You know, get my pro card and become, you know, professional bodybuilder, compete with, you know, some of the top guys in the country, in the world, you know, and then, you know, head over to the Olympia stage. And because I think, you know, Olympia, you know, is one of the biggest, you know, stages in the world when it comes to bodybuilding. You know, that's you're making history at that point when you're doing that.
It is, but don't you think you're gonna lose the athletic build you got, right, to like get ballooned? Because now it's like, all right, when Arnold was doing it back when they were saying it's a golden era, right? It was different because they would even do a stomach exercise called a vacuum. So when they hold it in, that's how they got that shape and everything else.
For sure.
But then come Dorian Yates' time, even though it's great, it's more like a balloon thing. I was thinking, like Arnold was like, yeah, bro, my man looked like a monster. Yeah, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
But the rest of these guys, like Phil Heath, no disrespect to them, like, but it's like, bro, it's like you like, you know, in cartoons when they swallow that giant pill and then it's like it changes the shape of them.
Yeah.
I told to myself, bro, man's not doing this. I look like a ninja turtle, bro. I'm alright, you know. You get what I'm saying? So, no, but seriously, do you think it's worth it? Because, you know, going through all the stuff they go through, because bear in mind, see, at one point I was like, what, 18 stone, right? Because I wasn't watching him, just trying to train, eat, train.
Yeah.
So boom, I have no abs. I didn't really have a bad gut, but my legs were decent, my chest, arms, and I'm naturally broad-shouldered, so it looked sick.
Already. Yeah.
But bro, I couldn't walk up a set of stairs, you know, without dying. You know, in college, I was there, like, thinking to myself, bro, if I need the elevator, I'm getting late, I might have to run up these stairs.
Yeah.
Bro, it took me 10 minutes to run up one set of stairs that would take a person less than 30 seconds. Bro, I could feel my chest, heart, like, trying to snap out, so I can't understand why you would want to go there when you would lose, because look, if you lose function and mobility, you're not really, because what you're going to get from that and that image, then later, you know, when it comes out all these house scares and that, they're going to pin you saying that, oh, well, you're promoting a lifestyle or a body image that's body shaming. But at the moment, you got one where you can transition into, say, combat sports or athleticism, but I don't think you can come back from that, considering them like have to take growth hormones, everything else. And
I've had, there's a coach I train with down at the gym I'm at, and he's just like, you could do NFL if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm in a place where, you know, I think it's in terms of even if I was to try go down the NFL route or, you know, the combat sports route, I'm going to reverse a lot of, you know, what I've been preparing myself for. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, next year it's bodybuilding, competing all through bodybuilding. My training style is not going to change. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my mobility will still stay the same. My functionality will still stay the same. The way I train is not going to change.
But you know, I hear what you're saying, but you know how they go for this really bigger than life thing?
Bigger than life.
Bro, it's a lot for your heart to carry. Them lot could walk and have a heart attack. Like, that's what I'm saying. That function is going. You can't do the basic things in life, so you're not really living right. You know what I mean? All you do is put a lot of strain on your heart. Now, let's just say you've had a great run, career, you transition. Now, when you're older, that's more potential of risks. Like, you know, you're getting serious health conditions now. Like, Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? My man was in a wheelchair, bro.
Did you see a documentary as well on Netflix?
No, because at that point, bro, like, man was out of this thing a while ago. Before he went into the wheelchair, I wasn't following it no more because it's more like your MMA, boxing, K1, Pride, Pancreas, oh shit, Ken Shamrock. Like, I was on that. But then when I'm looking at it, I was like, yeah, bro, I kind of clocked this because I look like I can do something, but bro, I can't throw a jab to save my life. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I think if you go past the different, like to the next stage of body mass or muscle mass, I think physically you're just going to go down. It's all look like, I understand it's a goal, you're trying to achieve this thing, but it's not really fitness or health, it's backwards, isn't it?
Bro, literally, I get so many of the same things all the time. It's like, no, don't get any bigger. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna lose you're gonna lose that shape. You're gonna lose that look. You know, and it just puts a lot of doubt in my mind. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, is this the route I need to go down? Whereas, because professionals will tell me, no, Moziah, stay like that. Do you know what I mean? Don't lose that. Because once you pass a certain point, you can't get that back.
Oh no, I think anything's possible, right?
You can't get that back.
I think impossible is just something lazy people say so they don't have to try and do something. I think anything's possible. I think if you've done it once, you definitely can do it again. If you ain't done it yet, you ain't putting in enough work.
You ain't putting enough work.
Right? Yeah. The level of work everyone has to put in. Like, alright, take this now. If you have a month off, for you to get back in shape, it's a lot less work than me because I'm completely out of shape. So the amount of work I have to put in is more, but I put myself in the situation so I can't complain really. But I'm not saying in terms of the shape and the look of it, the aesthetic, right? I'm saying the functionality, because I think now you can say, yeah, athlete. I think them lot, see, I don't want to come across disrespectful because I ain't trying to diss them, but at the same time, they can't be an athlete if they're less mobile and functional than the average couch potato. Do you know what I mean? Like, if the average guy can, bro, if you can't walk up a set of stairs without being out of breath, you are no athlete. The average person can do that. Like, my new brother with a heart issue and asthma, he can do it. Like, if these big men are like this, it's no athleticism. It's just you're claiming a word for insecurity. Like, for some reason, you want to look a certain way, feel it might cover a doubt on your masculinity or insecurities or something, but it's not anything beneficial. It's just at the moment there's enough money in it for it to turn into careers and everything else, so no one says nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it turns the other way and there's more negatives than pluses, people are going to shun it. But I think you're in this one point now where you can go, okay, cool, I got around 400,000 followers on Instagram. I can do the celebrity combat sport thing, get a big paycheck, right? I can live my life the way I want to. I can keep doing it, the PTs, online coaching, and it's like this now. It's like, you know, sometimes when people make it out with 70% of the stuff or 60% of the stuff that everyone wants, but they got none of the negatives. Yeah. There's no point going for more, bro. If you won, you've been championed. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get exactly where you're coming from, bro. I get exactly where you're coming from, 100%. 100%.
So if here's your goal, I say go for it. But bro, like, I don't see none of these lot in good health now. If you look at Dorian Yates now, if you look at Phil Heath now, if you look at Ronnie Coleman now, if you look at any of the other ones, they're not. Bro, I've met some that were bodybuilders, right? I met a guy called Leroy Davis. He used to train with Dorian Yates back in the peak time, right? Bro, guess where I met him? I work in construction. He's a logistics manager. So the money in the intimate it's not something that's longevity now. You get what I'm saying? He's in his 50s. He doesn't look like a bodybuilder. You can tell he trains, but it's like, I think, you know, the hype is only based on social media to an extent. Because, bro, I tell you, so if you're getting gal now, if you're getting money now, if you get opportunities now, and you can go into anything else, like, bro, keep it like that. Cause think about this. Look, Brock Lesnar is a natural athlete, so he can go into combat sports, go back into wrestling. It's fine. CM Punk tried it; it didn't work out for him. Do you know what I'm saying? He took 2 years to train for his first fight. He still did shit. Second fight did shit. So, from seeing your profile, seeing everything you do, I personally think it's not worth you going into it, because it's more of a detriment. I think, like, based on how we get stuff shown and the facade, like we look up to this ideology that's not really there. I think it's made us think, okay, yeah, I want to get to this, so you believe it, but then it's a detriment. It's like when people start smoking.
Yeah.
You think it's better than what it actually is. You know what I mean? But if you want to do it, do it.
Bro, no, bro, do you know what? I appreciate that, I really appreciate that, because it's definitely given me a lot to think about. And what you've just said has just topped off what I'm constantly hearing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm constantly hearing, so, no, 100%, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that feedback.
Yeah. So what are your top tips for training around injuries as a whole?
You have to train with the way you're recovering. You know what I mean? So, like, say for example, if you're injured, if you've done something with your lower back, for example, that doesn't mean that you avoid lower back exercises, because there's obviously an issue. You need to re-strengthen that area. Do you know what I'm saying? So, with terms of injury, I think the worst thing you can do from being injured when you're training is stopping. Because I think your body is just going to be like, okay, cool, I'm injured, we're not going to do nothing else now. Whereas I think if you work with the injury, recovery is so much faster. So that's one tip I definitely have around injury, training around injury.
But what about, you see, how do I put it? When a new method of medicine or healing or anything comes out, people are quick to shun it until it gets the academic approval, the traditional approval.
Right.
But it's been working long before. It's just, it looks now.
Yeah.
It looks new now because no one's seen it in the spotlight. So what's your approach when it comes to alternative recovery, things like hijama, cupping, acupuncture, say oils and rubs? Like, how do you see that?
It's new, innit? Like, personally, I've never had acupuncture or cupping or any of that, but I've seen it, and the results I've seen from when people have it seems to work, Yeah. So if it works, then perfect, go do it, And I mean, you have to be open to new ways of recovery. So I don't see anything wrong with those methods. If they work, they work,
But how are you, to add them into your method of recovery? Because bear in mind, you might feel fine, but your body still needs a service. Like, cupping helps. What it does, it takes out all the dead tissue, bacteria, dead protein cells. That's the wet cupping, so it just comes out.
Yeah.
Now, and it's bad because the blood congeals together, and it's like,
and I've seen it
becomes sludgy, right? So that's bad. So now, say if you got right now, my leg is half out the hip, half in it, right, in the socket, because I threw a kick shit in it, and I end up pads in time. Yeah. So it feels odd. Now I can keep walking it. By the end of the week, I'm blessed, right? But after 7 days, but if I took cupping, it'll get done like this. So when my lower back's sore, because I'm lifting wrong or I'm sleeping wrong or whatever. Bro, instant, as soon as it's done, because all that pain and inflammation is literally just taken out.
Sucked out.
You know what I mean? But a lot of people are scared to do it.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people.
What's so scary about it though?
Do you know what? I think it's the fact that it's just new, and it just looks strange, man. It just, do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like when something's new and strange, it's like, already I'm going to be one of the last guys in the queue to start to try and do it, because I just don't trust it yet, But again, it's just another of those things you have to just dive in and just do it.
Because I'll be honest with you, that Bro, you should try them, and you know them deep tissue massage. The chiropractor one shits me up, bro.
I've had chiropractor. I've had deep tissue, but when it comes to these new methods like acupuncture and cupping,
but you see, cupping has been around in Middle East and the eastern side around the times that Islam was starting out. So that's like 1400, 1600 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, so it's been around for ages. It's just based on what the major media outlets are going to push to you. Do you know what I mean? So if you go over to Thailand, you see these geezers kicking trees and they're breaking trees.
Bro. I've seen videos where these guys are different breed.
Yeah, but it's not as impressive as you think, because bear in mind now, they've trained for a good 6 months to a year. They can get the tree when it's not actually to its full strength, it's about 50-60%. And then it's easier.
So the tree's dying?
No, it's still growing.
It's still growing, okay.
Yeah, so it's like teenage years.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like, it's a full-grown ass adult now.
Yeah, the way that it's hard, like.
Yeah, but now they're somewhat conditioned anyways, or decently conditioned. So when they're doing it, if the average Joe did it, the tree gonna win. But the way they are, but can you see what I'm saying? Now these you might think, whoa, I don't want to get kicked by this guy. But it doesn't really mean he can do the same. Like, I think it's been proven between arms and bouncer. Like, size does play a factor. Muscle does help absorb shots.
Yeah.
And your game plan has to change. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at it, like his athleticism is there. But you see, if he had like that Dorian Yates body, what my man done?
Yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way he would have done if he was that big. But in terms of back to what you're saying about those guys kicking trees, is like I still think that the mental thing that you have to go through to tell yourself I'm gonna kick this tree really hard. You've got to be a different. You're at a different.
Fam, you know what it is? It's like when you're going for your PR, you're gassed. You get what I'm saying? Because you've been doing this for time.
What it is? Yeah.
And you think, bro, I'm gonna kick this thing, I'm gonna break it, I'm gonna have you feel like it's Superman, bro. Like you think, bang, that's it. You're not thinking I'm gonna kick a tree. You're thinking
that's I'm gonna fuck in my mind. I'll be like, I'm gonna kick this tree. Am I ready to kick this tree?
I'm being serious. You know when you start tire and everything else.
Yeah.
Bro, you get competitive with it. Like you might say between you and your mates, whose PR is better, who's gonna hit the next PR.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just say now, the max I can bench is 60, right? And I want to get to 80. Now, if I do that in a week and you get your PR in 2 weeks, I can say, my level of growth is better. So that competitivism is there. You're not gonna see it's like, wow, that's 80 kilos. That's the weight of average sized teenager. You're not thinking like it's the way you visually seeing it. If you just see it like, okay, cool. This is like a kick pad that I can kick and it's not gonna move as much. I'm nice. Do you know what I mean? I can stay stagnant and hit it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see it the same. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's all about that perception. People make it look like all this stuff is scarier, but it's old methods, but it's new because we've been conditioned to feel like, oh, okay, you got this, here's a pill, here's a band-aid, here's a plaster. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But the answer's been there for ages, like CMD, CD.
CBD.
Yeah, CBD. See, I'm not a weed smoker, I wouldn't know, right? Now,
but you don't have to smoke weed to take CBD though.
Yeah, I know, but see, them lot would know exactly what they're talking about with that one, I'll keep muddling up the names.
Yeah.
Now, at one point, I remember everyone said, "Oh, he's a pothead." Like they're looking at him like he's a smackhead, like he's a heroin addict. But now they're trying to incorporate CBD in everything.
Everything, now, man. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's been like that for years. They just isolated the THC out of it and got what they need. So now, but if you look at Nate Diaz, he's been saying smoking weed helps him with his recovery.
I find that crazy, I find that Nate Diaz, because I like Nate Diaz. I like him. I like him and the brother. I like him and his brother. I like where they've come from. You know? I like that whole story. But I find it crazy with the weed. I find it mad with the weed. Like for a guy to be, obviously it must do for him what it can't. Because I know people who smoke weed and it's taken them a completely different route to what weed should do.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, so I've got this thing about like weed where it's like, okay, cool, you smoke it, but only certain people can smoke weed. Like weed is not for everyone.
I hear that because some people, bro, they just gouged on the couch.
Bro, some people smoke weed, bro, and they're for a week they're finished. Like their brain turns to mush, and that's it. They're done. So it's like
I know.
That's why for me it's like for your body to accept weed and be like, this is my fuel. It's crazy to me.
No, but you see, it's a compound of things, right?
Yeah.
Now, because they were shunning it for so long. Look, there's people that suffer from not strokes, what's that thing, seizures, right? And it would help them because they shunned it for so long. It's been a detriment, but now you see people are scared to try CBD products based on the stigma they have against weed.
Yeah.
But the part that gets you high is THC. But now, because they're not shunning it as much, and the laws are changing, that we always follow America. I don't know why, but that's the way it goes.
Bro, it's crazy.
Now you see the amount, like, bro, you know you can make paper out of weed. Like, you can paper, so you don't have to cut down a tree for paper.
Wow.
Right? Out of hemp, you can make bread, loads of food.
I heard that, yeah.
So now they're saying, like, you know, just because they're not willing to, you know, be open-minded, look how everything's going. You're causing problems to keep going the way they're going.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying, because now they're more open-minded to it, you see a lot of people recovering better, you see it's better for athletes. So this is what I'm saying, like, that stigma that people put on stuff, that notion of fear, because they go, no, I'm going to trust this pharmaceutical pill that they even have to write the side effects on the packaging, but I'm going to trust that versus something that's been working for ridiculous amount of time. That's what I think, like, you know, people just, we get brainwashed to an extent.
Easily. And I think a lot of it's so easy to be brainwashed from the USA because USA, over the States, they're a giant, aren't they? Like in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like they're one of the top countries in the world. So it's like it's whatever they say goes. You know, just because of the population is crazy. So they dwarf so many countries that it's almost intimidating to not do what they do. You know?
Yeah, I think the only one that has more relevance in terms of popular culture than America is Jamaica, bro. Because at one point, bro, everyone was Jamaican or Somalian.
I think the whole of the Caribbean, man. I think the whole of the Caribbean, like everybody just wants to be from there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nah, all right. Put it this way, right? You know, in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a Hindu population. Hindus have migrated over. So now I say roti, and they just say it funny, like rote or something. But it's exactly the same thing, you know. They brought it over, but a lot of people ain't gonna know that. What you know about is reggae. Look, do you listen to reggae or soca?
Reggae.
Do you know what soca is?
Yeah, I know what soca is.
Cool. It comes from Trinidad, but I guarantee you a lot of people that watch this ain't gonna know.
100%.
So think about Bob Marley, Vybz Kartel, Dancehall, Beanie Man, all the influence, bro. Like I've seen the Americans take influence from it, the UK, Africa. That's what I'm saying. I think they got the most in terms of. But you know the thing with soca is even the artists that do soca, they're not even Caribbean, like a lot of them. So they've taken that culture and just changed into whatever they want. But the music is amazing. You know what I'm saying, like it's a vibe, man. It's definitely a vibe. Yeah, but it's more chilled, bro. It's more barbecue music to me.
Is it?
Well, why you can't have soca in a rave, bro. No one's gonna be raving. You get what I'm saying? Like, no one's gonna be raving to it. Like, it's not rave music, bro. It's like barbecue vibes for me.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But alright, going back to bodybuilding, right? What are your top tips when it comes to dieting? Because you know people like me, bro. I swear to God, bro, I hate salmon. I hate most of the stuff I need.
Bro, you've got to learn to not hate that food, bro. Like, if you want to change the way you look, you're gonna have to do things that you don't like. You know, I think with bodybuilding, that's just how it is. What did you say, bro? Top tips for
dieting? Because I thought, okay, cool, omega-3s. I don't eat salmon. Oh, it's in dragon fruit. Oh, that tastes crap too. Like, I can't win, bro. I can't win, bro. You know the white one, bro. I ain't tried the red or the yellow one. But it just tastes disgusting.
Because dragon fruit is the one where it's white inside, isn't it?
Yeah, with black dots.
It doesn't taste nice to me. It tastes like dirt.
It's the aftertaste, isn't it? It's like grit in your mouth, bro.
It tastes like dirt. I don't like it. So but it's great. It's good for you. So I guess like. I mean, this is food that you gotta eat.
But yeah, so what's your top tips on dieting, bro? Because I can't even, change foods in and out because I'd end up not liking them anyways.
Yeah. Gradual. Do things gradually. Don't immediately wake up the next day and be like, okay, I'm gonna eat everything healthy today. You have to do things, really slowly until you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, cool, I don't have to eat this anymore. I can replace it with this. Do you know what I'm saying? But that crash dieting stuff is the reason why a lot of people go back to eating how they were eating weeks back, just because they've forced themselves to start eating food that they wouldn't normally eat. It's all about finding replacements and just slowly, gradually getting into a healthy diet. That's all it is. Don't force yourself.
I hear that. So what diet system do you think works the best? Because from looking at it, I think macros do, right?
Yeah.
Unless you have pretty much any food you want, as long as you meet the ratio of protein, carbs, vitamins, minerals you need. Yeah. But bro, if I eat greasy food, I get nasty spots on my face, bro. Like you'll notice it because my beard will get bigger at that period of time because I got bare acne here. Yeah. And when the acne goes, I shave it again, bro. Yeah. So what diet system do you think is the best for you?
I think the macro thing works perfectly. I think it's if you track your macros, you know exactly how much carbs you need. Because everyone's different, depending on the level of activity you do. Do you know what I'm saying? So some people are going to need more protein, others some are going to need less. But I think the macro thing works just as good. Understanding. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have 4 meals a day. How much am I going to need from each meal? So that at the end of the day, I've had this much calories. I'm good. Do you know what I mean?
But alright, so when you have cheat days,
yeah.
What's your advice for that? Because what I've noticed with some people, they reverse all the work they've done in the week on the cheat day.
The point of a cheat day, this is what people need to understand. The point of a cheat day is not to relax from your diet. It's to shock your body into burning even more fat. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds crazy, I know.
Bro, what cheating are you on? Yeah, you're doing the backwards thing.
Bro, this is the thing, that a cheat day is supposed to be you're getting all of the extra fats, the calories are gonna soak straight. Because you've been dieting for so long, your body is craving for like extra sugar, extra calories, extra fats, extra carbs. So the minute you have a cheat meal, that whole meal should soak into your physique, into your muscles, you know? Then you look bigger, fuller, leaner. That's the point of a cheat meal. People have cheat meals these days for the sake of just thinking, so I can get a break from my diet. That's not it, man.
So you mean in terms of like there's clean fats and bad fats? Like, believe it or not, I got told peanut butter is good fats.
Peanut butter is good fats.
So you'll have that during the week, but what is a bad fat that you'll have on, say, the Sunday where it's cheat day? So what would be the replacement for it? Because listening to what you're saying, it's just like a slight change. So if you've had, say, chicken and rice, you might have chicken and egg fried rice, right? It's just a bit unhealthier, but like you're saying, fuller, leaner, all of that, right? It's all soaked straight up.
But this is after you've dieted for a while, So if you've dieted for a month straight without a cheat meal, the minute you eat, actually a month is a long time, 3 weeks dieting straight.
Well, a week's a long time. You're telling me this non-commitment thing.
That's the thing. And then you have a cheat meal. You're gonna notice the results of that cheat meal ASAP. The way it just soaks straight into it goes straight into, because your muscles are craving calories. And obviously the whole point of dieting is you're trying to burn as much fat as possible, so you're limiting the amount you're eating anyway.
Okay, but all right. So what is a bad fat to it? Break down the difference between good protein, bad protein, same with carbs and everything else.
Bad protein is anything processed, processed food, bro. Like meatballs in a can, bad protein. Like that's just a whole load of fat. Protein is gonna be turkey. These are the best sources of protein, turkey and fish. For me personally, in my opinion, it's just so much leaner, and turkey, there's hardly any fat on turkey.
But wouldn't vegetables be better? Because take for example kidney beans. When you work out per gram, kidney beans will work out better than chicken and turkey because there's less fat, there's less everything else.
True.
Right. So would it be a case that you think the vegan thing's better, but you don't want to eat just all veg?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't feel full. I know I'm not meant to feel full, but I just feel like I'm empty, but I've ate some food for free.
Do you know what it is, bro? With the whole vegetarian thing, if you're gonna go vegan, you need to be eating a lot. Not just thinking this portion of lentils and rice is gonna be enough. Like, you need to be eating huge amounts of food, because with being vegetarian, it's like the amount of food you need to make up for the macros and calories and nutrients is gonna be twice as much. Whereas you have a piece of steak, you just had all the protein you need for the day.
Are you sure? No, because like, if you work out per gram, like let's just say your steak is, I don't know, say 28 grams, it's an ounce, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the same in 28 grams of kidney beans. The kidney beans will give you more protein over it.
Yes, and I think with the steak, what you're getting, I think, is a
bigger build, bro.
And then you got to remember the amino build up in the steak as well. You know, you're getting amino acids in there, creatine. So it's giving your muscles all this fuel to become bigger, for you to help you perform, things like that. So,
but name some good carbs and bad carbs, because when you say anything that processed, bro, everything's pretty much processed to an extent.
I mean, it's eating as organic as possible is the best thing, you know. So like pasta, whole brown pasta.
Yeah.
Because you know what is the thing about the white pasta thing and the brown pasta thing is just how quickly it's going to be absorbed into the body. White pasta will be absorbed quickly. Brown will just take longer to break down. It's better because it's going to serve you for longer, you know.
So it's a complex carbohydrate.
It's a complex carb, exactly. Same as potatoes and brown rice.
Guys, so the difference between complex and simple is complex is slow releasing. So you, like your oats, a bowl of oats will keep you going longer.
That's my go-to,
than your
bro.
Sugar. Like, you know, say fruits, believe it or not, they're bad for you if you have them at the end of your day, because those are simple sugars, right? So they break down quick. Now, your body can't store protein, but it stores carbs as fat. So that's how you put on more weight. So again, you gotta have more complex ones as well, as Moziah is saying. But that's really it, to be fair. But how do you balance it? Because you need some simple ones, bro. Because fruit gives you stuff that other things don't.
Of course you do. I think for me, the one thing, the first thing you want to do in the morning is, for me especially, is I have a bowl of oats, and I know for a fact that bowl of oats is gonna help me throughout my whole day. You know, because it's gonna break down very slowly, and just keep fueling me as the day goes by. And that's just how you have to look. That's how you have to look at it. If you're somebody who is not going to be eating frequent meals, then you need to stick to a lot more complex carbs than you would do if you're someone who's like, oh yeah, eating food 4 or 5 times a day, you know.
Oh, so you're saying like just have your carbs end by midday and then just top up your proteins with the snacks.
Yeah. Not with the snacks, with the food.
Yeah, but it's like, think about it, if I have like, say, chicken strips, grilled chicken strips, to me that's a snack, bro, you know what I mean? Because I work in construction, so I have to work here around, like, bro, I'm eating and I'm working, so it's going pretty much straight through me, but body's not being able to absorb it.
And you got to remember, when you're in construction, you're on the move all the time, so your body is burning. The amount of calories you must go through a day is crazy.
Nah, bro, because I'm still fat, bro, if it don't work. Like, trust me. But I think that's because I go places I eat for less, like, you know, 260 baguette meal, but it's all processed. There
you go,
So I think because of that type of food, I know I could feel weaker after the week. I was like, bro, now I feel sluggish. I can't slip the shot the same. I can feel the difference, but bro, that's done in 5 minutes, bro. That 30-minute break, I gotta get back. You gotta
get back on it,
So it's one of them. But you know, when you make your porridge in the morning, your oats, what do you put in it? Do you wait? So if you was to break it down, because back when I used to have it, I used to put milk in it. So I feel fuller, I feel bloated in the morning. But you know, with the hot water thing, it just tasted funny to man. Then
really?
So mine was milk. Right? So as you're stirring it on the pot.
The green top milk, regular milk.
Nah, blue, bro. What do you mean regular green,
it's
bro?
even more fat. Oh,
bro,
wow.
what you had, bro?
Them blue top milks are full of fat, you know. Have you read it?
I know, but listen, it says full fat, bro. That's why I'm fully fat. I know, but like, bro, it's hard. You get me? That red one don't taste right. So same with the green, you don't. So now imagine I'm stirring it in the pot. As it's getting harder, right? I'm adding syrup, honey, or then I might just add the harder stuff like the nuts or the sultanas, even though they're not really hard. And then the fruit will be on the side, right? Now, see, that I could have it as a whole, because, bro, I can't eat eggs. So when I'm putting this stuff in, I'm trying to say, okay, cool, I won't have the protein straight at the start of the day.
Yeah.
I'll have it later with chicken and it, because I can't hold down eggs, bro. I just keep vomiting them back up.
Really?
I don't know why.
You need to find out, bro.
I'm alright, bro. I don't like the taste anyway, so I'm good. You get me? I got an excuse.
You just don't like eggs.
Bro, I don't like cottage cheese, and that's bad because that's one of the proteins is best for you to have.
Cottage cheese
when you're going to sleep.
I don't have it. Yeah.
But it's slow releasing, so it'll help with the recovery process.
Yeah.
I've had it before. I felt better in the morning, but bro, fucking hell, it's disgusting.
I think I was forced to have cottage cheese ones, and it's disgusting, man. I just never wanted to have it again.
There's a supplement for it that is slow releasing protein. I don't know what it's called anymore, bro, because it's been ages.
I think a company does that. I think I know what you're talking about.
USN does it. I've seen the tub back in the days, but I don't know what it's called no more. Like, you know how you'll have your whey protein, right, which is just what everyone has now, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a different type of slow releasing, and then when I was trying to find out what's the actual food to it, everyone's saying cottage cheese.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I knew about.
The only thing,
right?
Yeah.
But I want to know what that is, bro, because I'd rather take that shake at the end of the day, bro. I need to get back into training, bro. I feel.
It sounds like you want to get back into training.
Yeah, bro. I feel hollow.
Like you want to get back into training.
I feel hollow. Like, look, you know.
What's stopping you from getting back into training? Like
work, bro. Like, bro, I'm dead after work.
So you're tired, yeah. So for me, bro, if I was in your shoes and I was super tired at the end of my shift to go to the gym, just pre-workout, bro. Just have a double espresso. Have a double espresso, bro.
I think it's the time. Like, look, all right, I'm up at 5 in the morning. By the time I get back, it's 8 p.m. I gotta be up at 5 in the morning again.
Yeah.
Now, in construction, you're dealing with, it's like I'm in the UN or something, everybody from everywhere is there. Like, so whatever wave of immigrant is there at the time, like right now, it's a lot of Ethiopians, Eritreans coming in. So now you're dealing with them. Then you're dealing with everyone else at the Eastern Europe. So, bro, it's exhausting just mentally, just trying to come supervising in jobs now. So hopefully by the end of the next 2 years, I could be a senior construction manager, because I've seen these lot on good money. You don't need no degree or anything. So I thought to myself, but racism doesn't stop you here, because you just gotta know what qualifications you need, i.e. tickets, do the courses, pay for them, boom. They're all designed for you to pass anyways. So
because obviously construction is one of those industries that you need people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's constantly needs people. So of course. But what I would say, bro, is with exercise, it's like the reason why I think, someone, especially for you, you're going to benefit a lot from exercise if you were to go to the gym, is the way you're going to feel constantly. Like, people think, I'm 8 p.m. I finish work, another hour is spent in the gym, I'm back home by like 9:30. Bro, that hour that you spend in the gym is going to help you the next day. I'm telling you.
I get that, but bro, it's not. I used to train, bro. So imagine now, I've killed biceps off in here. I've killed the arm session. Bro, listen, I'm stuck like this, bro. By the time I get down to there, and I held in my tears so no one clocks any, right? Bro, as soon as I do this back, fuck. Do you get what I'm saying? No, like if I did pads and everything, 100%. Right? If I went back to Thai boxing or jiu-jitsu or anything, great. But it's not. Like with weights, bro, it's something I would always take ease. I never did interval training or high intensity because I never saw it fun like that. I just liked being able to be stronger, like, lifting more stuff. So I never really cared for the aesthetics, but I would want to go back in. But every site I work on is different with different hours. Now, imagine it's 2 hours out. I'm gonna have to add that 2 hours travel back. So every time I sign up to classes, bro, by the time I get back, just to my yard, forget getting ready to go to the class. Class done. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been out of it so long, I want to go back to beginner. I don't want to go into intermediate, risk injuries, right? Because it's a lot of headache, bro, and it's not fair on the coaches.
Of course.
So that's the kind of the thing. Because now I'm taking PTs in it, but I know, bro, it ain't the same as when you're in a whole group class. Because bear in mind, look, sparring you is going to be different than sparring Misba on the camera versus sparring, say, somebody else around there or the people upstairs. because everyone's different body shapes, different movement, different styles. Bro, you'll love it. Trust me. You need to get into combat sports, bro. Sick. But I keep going off topic, bro. But you know, for the people who are looking at this and want to get into bodybuilding or weightlifting as a whole, actually, what advice do you have for them?
What advice do I have for them? You know what it is? For me, it's like, I would just say, if it's something that you genuinely want to do and you want to generally get into bodybuilding and would genuinely want to start training, and then do it. You know, if your heart is in anything, do it. You know, but what I would say is, you know, you need to understand that you're gonna come into an industry that is super competitive. So you need to not think, oh yeah, you need to look the part. You know, I think that's something that's super important. Know what you're doing. Know the knowledge. You know, but if your heart is in it, then go ahead and do it, man. There's nothing wrong with
but
that.
you know, when you say know the knowledge, which social instructors are concerned, like, you know, YouTubers and Instagram people, besides yourself, do you recommend people to follow? Because a lot of them are selling a personality or try and create a brand, but it's not best for, you know, to go into, like, a lot of people won't know the difference between simple, complex carbohydrates. They won't know about dieting and everything else. They won't know about, you know, feeling an injury before it comes. So which channels would you recommend for them?
Do you know what it is? Even if there was a channel I could recommend to them, it's going to be for that person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, especially with some of my clients, I know my clients personally. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what their macros are. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know what their injuries are. So everything they get from me is tailored. You know, I can't send someone to a channel and not understand what they're going to get from it. You know, because that whatever that person is talking about may not be for them. You know, so what I would say is you need to find someone specifically who's interested in making sure that you are going to be at your best, not just Googling, oh, how to get big biceps, or do you know what I mean? Like, it's you need to understand that you need to it's finding someone who's going to be able to help you. You know, you go there, which is why a lot of these guys, even for me, you have a professional coach. You know, someone who's able to look at, because I can look at myself and be like, yeah, you know, I look okay, but someone else can look at me and be like, Moziah, you need to do more of this. Like, I get all the time, it's like my coach will be like, Moziah, you need to do more of this, do more of these, you know.
Now here, look, this is a meme I saw, right, and I could relate to it. I know it's a bit off topic, but they go, you start lifting weights to get attention from girls, but it's more guys saying, oh bro, you look sick and everything. Do you get that too? And it's like, bro, I thought to myself, bro, I'm doing this wrong, you know.
Do you know what it is? I'm so glad I never went to the gym purely for the reason of girls.
That was part of it for me, bro.
I'm so glad, because I would have been so disappointed. I would have been so disappointed. I'll be like, what? I've got all these muscles for these girls, and I'm getting these guys in my DMs, like, no, man.
You look sick, bro. You should train, bro.
I never understand that. I never understand, which is why whatever you do, just do it from the heart, man. Do it from the heart.
And the worst thing is, it's the straightest geezer going that would do it as well. I've noticed it. I've seen the things and like, bro, the fuck is wrong with you? It was weird, bro. Like, that's something I could relate to. Well, all right, go into coaching, and when you first get a new client, what key things do you look for in them to know how to best deal with them?
Well, how it works is when a client comes and says they want my coaching services, then I send them a questionnaire. And this questionnaire has questions about their daily life, their training, their eating, habits, budget, everything I need to know to create a program for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really that, and then the information I get from that questionnaire allows me to then go ahead and create their diet and their training program. Any injuries they have, I know about, their age, BMI, body fat, everything. As long as they have the info, I know it.
That's it. But alright, you know how you can tell this person's gonna get this injury, he's lifting wrong, you can feel it out, right?
Yeah.
How do you put that in a questionnaire? Because a lot of people, bro, they don't understand. They're halfway through being crippled, right?
Yeah.
They just wait on the wrong snap.
One
like,
snap,
you know,
yeah,
when
yeah,
you're squatting wrong and your knee might come out the bone. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
But how do you put that in a questionnaire? Do you ask for a video to say, okay, how do you do this? Or
so like, if they have exercise that they're unsure about, they just send me. I'll just say, okay, cool. If you think that you're doing deadlifts properly incorrectly, send me a video of you doing deadlifts, and I will then send you a video of me doing deadlifts the correct way, and you'll see where you're going wrong. You know.
Yeah.
And that's literally it. But even on the questionnaire, bro, a lot of the I've never got a questionnaire where, you know, they're like, oh, it's always super honest. It's like, Moziah, I've got when I do heavy squats, my knee starts hurting. You know, so already I know these things. You know, and I'll tell them this is what you need to do: stop the knee hurting, or stop squatting for a little bit. Let's switch to leg press. Anything else to make sure they don't have that pain, continue having that pain. But yeah, the more honest they are on the questionnaire, the better it is for them.
What's your top tips when it comes to creating custom-made diet and training plans for people?
Don't be afraid to take your time. You know, I think when you have a client and you're creating a custom diet and training program for them, you're creating a program for something that someone's going to follow from the morning until the night they go to sleep, you know? Yeah. So where everything they eat, they're listening to everything you say, you know? So you have to just take your time, and make sure they understand that I'm creating this for you to be able to make sure that it's almost perfect to suit your needs.
Don't you feel like there's a pressure from you as a coach to go, okay, cool, boom, here it is.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Because
exactly.
There's that, but if you don't, you lose the client, but it's your bread and butter. So how you cope with that?
It's being honest. Just be honest with yourself. You know, I tell my guys all the time, cool, it's going to take me a couple of days for me to get your program back to you. Is that okay? If that's okay, if it's not okay, then I don't want your money, because I'm doing something for you that is going to benefit. Like I've got clients who I've been with for 2 years. Yeah. You know, and then there's guys that will just come in and out because they didn't see results after a month. You know, so it's and these are the guys I really like spending time with, and I'm not afraid to take my time when I'm creating something for someone.
So, you know, I've seen fighting coaches do the same, right?
Yeah.
You got to train yourself. You got to train your online people.
Yeah.
You got to market your business. The people like you see face to face and train with.
Yeah.
How do you balance all that and stay so up close and personal with the development of each person?
Jeez. Now you're asking me now. I don't know how I do it.
Hey, like,
it's just something I have to do. But I think it's all about, like, I've got better at it, but it's definitely a lot of time management. You know, time management, understanding what you need to be able to do at certain points, and just getting it done.
But any tips on it? Like you're saying time management, but like what tips you got for time management?
Tips on time management, because I used to be, time management for me, I used to be so bad, unorganized. And then, you know, in terms of you always have to make sure, because I know myself, if I don't train, then I know immediately my day's not going to go as well as it should do, you know, because training for me is the fundamental, it's the foundation, you know. Once I train, my brain wakes up and it's like, okay, cool, Moziah, you got to do these today. And I think that's just it. You have to find something that's going to kickstart your day, you know, or kickstart the amount of activity you do per day. And I think it's the same with coaches, with coaches that train fighters, you know, I think those guys understand that I need to, when I get my session in, I'm going to be able to be prepared for whatever the world has for me today, you know?
I get that, but you know when you're training fighters, bro, you're getting a session in yourself because, bro, you'll feel it. Like, you can't just hold the pad and stand there. You pretty much have a spar, but instead of throwing a shot, you'll just put your hands up and say the combo that you're meant to land or whatever. Yeah. Or you might throw, your combo might come off of like, all right, cool, you can't hit me back. You just got to keep slipping, parrying the shots. And then I'm going to go boom. And you're going to land this combo. Then we're going to switch to this one after this. And we're going to drill it straight for this long period of time. So they get a session in as well, bro. They get like 20 sessions a day, bro. Them man go in.
One of my boys, he does MMA. And geez, man, the amount of work he does is crazy.
But it's so much fun though,
Crazy.
If I could afford it, I would definitely do it.
Crazy.
Alright, so let's get into combat sports, right? When do you feel, I know you said we touched on it briefly, right? But when do you feel you're going to make that transition, that you're going to be that naturally athletic guy that's with a large following, decent following, however you see, transition into celebrity combat sports kind of thing?
When the time is right, when the time is right. I'm never someone that forces things, I always think if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But combat sports is definitely, something I'd want to eventually get into when the time is right, At the moment, the time just isn't right for me to make that transition. But when the time is right, it's gonna happen,
When do you know the time is right?
Say again?
When would you know the time is right?
When you're around the right people. Because there was a period when I was around when I used to speak to Dylan White.
Yeah, the boxer, bro.
Yeah,
sick boxer.
Because he used to train at my gym. Well, he travels around, but and I used to see him and I was like, yeah, bro, what's good? We catching up, and there was always a point where I was like, I want to come to your camp, get in there. But again, that time wasn't, because I had so many other things going on. I had to prioritize what I had to do.
Try and get Dylan on here, bro. Like, the convo I would have with him. No, because listen, he's been managed bad in my opinion. I personally think, because I don't think his record has been padded. Like, they ain't fed him someone that, 90% chance you're going to win. 10% you lose if you fuck up, like if you're getting cocky or anything. I think he had to fight a lot of 50-50 fights, 60-40, but not in his favor.
I think he likes those. Because the thing with Dylan, like, I don't think he doesn't come across the guy who wants the easy fights. He wants the big fights, like the Tyson Fury fights, the Andy Joshua fights. He wants those straight. Whereas he could easily take these other guys on and just.
Yeah, but in combat sports, the 0 on your record.
Yeah, it's different.
It's like girls losing their V card, bro. It's a big thing. Do you know what I'm saying? No, because you're not understanding what I'm saying to you, bro. It's a major thing. Because when that 0 turns to a 1 or anything else, right?
Yeah,
your money's going. Take Anthony Yard. Before he's lost his last 2 fights, he's lost, didn't he? Right? Against Lyndon Arthur, which is a bad man boxer, and the guy before him, the Russian geezer, right? Bro, before that, everyone was on the bandwagon. Anthony Yard, the light heavyweight divisions, but I've been saying it's Lyndon's in it, right? Like, I could see it.
Yeah.
So now when he's lost, you can see the psyche going. The backers are just leaning away. Everything's going, right? So you're going through more stuff, because bear in mind, combat sports is a business. It's not a job. It's a business. You are the product and the service you're giving. So it's different. You might be a man's man or a fighter's fighter. He goes, nah, bro. You think you're bad, let's have it. You might be like that, but at some point, you have to say, like, nah, bro, first secure this.
Secure the bag
so
first,
not even the bag, the legacy or the image needed. So when your fight career's over, your coaching career's there, your commentator one.
There's so many, the avenues. It's the same as any career, though, isn't it? It's all gonna come to a point when you can't perform the way you used to perform, and so you got to make a transition to something.
Yeah, but look, I take this right. If Mike Tyson's record was the other way around, his losses was his wins and his wins was his losses.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, he's only lost 5 times and he's won about like 20 odd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would call him Iron Mike and everything else. Now, Mike Tyson was the best athlete at his time in his division, so he just kept doing it, right? Now, I think Dylan White's up there. I wouldn't say the best, because now the level of athletes that you see is just, it's next level, innit?
These guys are different, man. Different breeds.
But no, seriously though, I personally think the convo I would have with him is epic, because, bro,
I'm sure it would be, bro.
Like,
reach out to. He's such a nice guy,
I know, but
he's such a nice guy.
It's more the case of, like, fighters don't really get time to read their DMs as much. It's like, bro, training 2-3 times a day takes a lot of time, bro.
No, of course, bro. And
do you know what I'm saying?
The way Dylan trains is a monster.
Yeah, but if you can pattern it for man, pattern it in it.
Yeah, I'll put in a word. I'll send him a message.
I'm asking for a cosign, you give me the long thing, bro. So what's your favorite type of combat sport and why?
Oh, I think it's MMA, man. I think it's MMA. And the reason why it's MMA is just because you can do whatever you want in that ring, provided you don't hit round there.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much do whatever you want in that ring. And I think MMA is it's bloody, innit? It's bloody. And that's a fight to me. That, for me, that's a fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, boxing is like, cool gloves, there's rules, do you know what I mean? Like, no low blows. All of this stuff, it's like, it's almost like comparing American football and rugby.
I hear what you're saying, but
To
you
me.
know, no, I hear that, but I think it's based on the fights you're seeing. Like, do you watch one championship?
Do I watch one championship?
Yeah.
What is that?
This is what I'm saying. Like, UFC is a promotion,
Yeah.
right? So it puts on MMA events.
Yeah.
Bellator does MMA and kickboxing, right? One championship does kickboxing, or K1 they call it, Muay Thai and MMA events.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But their fighters fight different. It's based in the continent of Asia, so it's bigger than the UFC.
That's
but
why.
people in the West don't know that because we're getting flooded with UFC and Bellator. If you look at PFL, bro, them man there, whew, right? And one championship, like, you know, when with fighters, right? UFC doesn't pay the best, believe it or not. PFL pays better, like, for a lot of fighters, because when you come into
but
UFC,
top fighters though, innit?
but you see, when it comes to top fighters, you're not based off of your ability to fight. You're based off of the ability to sell tickets, to generate revenue.
Yeah.
And like, that's why Conor McGregor's mouth works better than Khabib. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
But Khabib's a better athlete, he's a better fighter. Right? If you look at Justin Gaethje, if you look at Dustin Poirier, and then you compare others, right? It doesn't, they're better fighters, they're better athletes, but they're not selling the same level of tickets, so they're not getting the same level of bag. So, but because UFC is prestigious, just because of the way it sits in the MMA world, like it's the first event, it's the one everyone wants to have the title from.
Yeah.
More people flock towards it. But bro, one championship fights, bro, if you watch it, it's based on the fighter. If you can watch technical fights, like if you watch Mayweather, it's different than you watch Iron Mike in his prime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You think your boxing's a real fight if you watch Iron Mike, but Mayweather you think is more like a tactician.
He's definitely he's definitely tactical. Mayweather's tactical. It's just a tactical fighter.
It's better
You can't hit him.
Yeah, but see,
Can't hit my man.
he's the best fighter by the definition
Defensively.
of. No, by the definition of fighting is a business and a service and that you're providing. So he has look, he's come out with the most money and the least injuries.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He doesn't really do much but fight, and he's getting the biggest bag.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. He's sick. He's the best in that division. But in terms of like, I wouldn't say he's the baddest. I'll say that's Mike and Muhammad Ali and
that's Mike,
Sugar Ray Leonard and all of them.
What in the ring or personality wise?
In the ring, in terms of what they're doing, like, cause
Yeah.
I think Mayweather's just a really good businessman, and his business is boxing, and he's picked the front of it. You know what I mean? Like, you see a lot of people that are just behind the scenes and stuff. They're not really with anything. So I think it's more of a business guy, but his business is athletics and the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hats off to him.
No, of course.
I would take my hat off anybody. I need a haircut, bro. So it ain't happening, innit? Right. All right. So
no judgment around here, bro. It's all good. It's all love.
Bro, it's getting recorded. It'll be on YouTube. Oh yeah. Right. All right. So when it comes to content creation, as a content creator, how do you overcome creative blocks? You know, like when you're just there, you can't think of anything.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what I do when I do that? I put pressure on myself. I apply pressure, and then out of that pressure, things start happening.
All right. So how do you apply that pressure?
So, for example, when I'm told to create something for a company or do something for a company, I would normally wait until the final moments to create it. You know, whereas you probably have someone who's planning everything. For me, it's all about the timing. Once it gets too close to miss out on something, or it gets the window's too close, that's when I start doing things.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you feel you're better under pressure. Like if
Way
you
better
got
under
the
pressure.
block,
Yeah.
that pressure is gonna make you shine.
Yeah, 100%. Way better under pressure. Whereas otherwise, if I'm just creating content just out of just when I feel like it, it's not gonna be. It's not. That's not me at my best. Me at my best is under pressure. That's how I work.
I hear that. So when it comes to when you're picking who to collab with, what do you look for in them?
That's a good question. Energy, just energy, man. Just the energy, like, or like for example, me being here today was purely because the energy I felt when I was talking to you. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be with this guy.
But I get that a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. That's energy is such it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Energy exists. So 100%, it's always energy.
But do you ever look into following fan base or what else they can bring? Because like I was saying to you, my podcast is small because I don't really put enough consistency into it because I can't afford to do it at the moment. I got other priorities. This is
priority.
an expensive hobby that I really like doing. So what else do you look for besides the energy? Because it can't just be based off of energy, bro. Otherwise you look like you're just there with any and everyone.
You still, because not everyone has energy though. So even if you wanted to, you couldn't. But what I look for in just, obviously it makes sense to collab with someone who's on the same level as you, number one. But and also just the relation that you two can have. I don't like pointless collaborations. So for me, it's always about how both of us can grow together. And not just collab on something and just disappear, and then there's got to be consistent growth and a level of this is what's going on, and there's a plan behind it.
All right. Do you feel that managing a team of creatives is better for you, or being a jack of all trades?
See, that's a really good question.
Well, I'm full of them today. Yeah.
That's a really good question. What I found is that when I have a lot of people around me, then I get lost in what's going on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas if I'm managing everything I'm doing, I know what's happening. So for me, I think if you can be a jack of all trades, be a jack of all trades.
Seriously, bro, because I swear to God, it just gets overwhelming. I don't think, for me, efficiency ain't there.
Yeah.
Like, I learned this when I brought camera equipment, and they're like, I need someone that's a videographer, editor by trade, because I don't want to have to be there thinking, oh shit, did I do this?
But the thing is,
I forgot to hit record.
Yeah.
Now my man turned it into a joke, so it changed the vibe, but I wanted it serious.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, pressure that's not needed.
But you're gonna stop yourself from learning about something though, because you're quick to give it to someone else to do.
Yeah.
Like talking about cameras. If you were to tell yourself, okay, so if the first few times, perfect. But if you were to tell yourself, okay, cool, this is how this works, you're constantly learning. Whereas if you're someone who's just happy to have a lot of people around you, and they're doing everything, then you're not learning about anything, That's just what I found. You're not learning about nothing.
I get that, but
things are just being done.
Look, out of the 24 hours in the day, I'll say you got about 15, right? When you work out eating, sleeping, and whatever else, right? So you got 15. Out of that 15,
you're
if
right,
I've got 10
15,
people and the efficiency is 1,000,000% versus me, and it's 20%. But if I can afford the 15, I'd rather have the 15. I'd rather not know something, but if everyone around me is proper, I don't need to know. What my thing was when I was getting into business, I would find out the basics about something and sit there and talk to someone with a straight face, ask them a question that I know the answer to. So if they lie, I go, nah, it's actually this, why are you saying that? So after that point, they don't know how much I know, but I'm holding my cards close to my chest, my cards in them.
Yeah.
So that way it's like, okay, now they're dealing with me proper. But then I think to myself, if I'm not around pieces of shit, why do it? Nah, man, I just have proper people around.
Yeah.
It's hard to find, but that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if I'm a jack of everything, bro, when would I ever be a master or something? Because the greatest on anything is a master of it.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that. I like that. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. If you're fortunate enough to have the right people around you, then perfect. But you know, sometimes you're not gonna have all the right people around you. You know, and this is why sometimes it's always good to have that basic knowledge of everything you're doing. You know.
No, I hear that. I hear that. But at the same time, it's like, all right, before I got into this, I didn't know camera people. Like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go out and look. Like, I think, you know, by the time you're 18, you've already learned all the basic life skills that you need. You just need to know how to apply them and transition them into the new thing. Do you know what I mean? So, again, I never really had problems with camera people. It's just more the case of, oh, okay, this one can't meet this date, so I need that one there. And then I need to know if they can all give the same exact product at the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone has a different style and makes a different thing. But I gotta make sure that the delivery, the consistency is there. You don't want one thing looking cinematic and then another one looking realistic and another one looking black and white. They're all great, but like, bro, you need a theme for people, for the brands, for everyone else to think, okay, yeah, I know where this is going. Let me jump on.
And it's all, if your team has the vision of where things are going, then bro, you've won. You've already won. You've already won. But sometimes it's so hard to put forward your vision to other people because they don't get it. But if you have six people around you, understand. Okay, cool. This is where he wants to be in 5 years' time, bro. You've won. You've won.
All right. So, what's your top 5 rules? You know, when it comes to creating content, things that you have to follow.
Top 5 when you're creating content.
Yeah.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Make sure it's something that people actually want.
Okay.
Does it fit your brand? Does it fit what you want to do? You know, so in 1 year's time, you go back and look at that piece of content. Is that going to be relevant to what you're doing now?
But sorry to cut you off.
No, go on,
right?
bro. Of course.
But how do you find out what is your brand? Because, bro, if I base my brand as me, it'll look all over the place. Do you know what I mean? So how do you find out, what is your brand? What's your core? What's the transition? What's the transformation into the next industry back to? How do you find out what is your brand?
For me, I knew it was a brand when I was addressed as a brand. Because it wasn't something that was like, okay, cool, I'm a brand.
Yeah.
I was addressed as a brand, and that's when I realized, okay, cool, this is what needs to happen now that I'm being seen as this, you know. And yeah, it was just at that point when I was like, cool, this is what it is now. Whereas it's hard to say to yourself, oh yeah, I'm a brand. Do you know what I mean? Like, because other businesses need to see you as a brand. That's why you're a brand, right? You know, and it's about the way you carry yourself and, you know, the way you put yourself out there, you know.
Now, I get what you're saying. Like you're saying, you never had a dream and ambition to be a trainer or anything. It just kind of fell in your lap from your love of sports and the fact that you naturally took to it. And then you realize that, if I do this and I set the business model right, it'll be a full-time thing. I'll never work a day in my life. Yeah,
it was only until I spoke to you know, an owner of a federation, and Lewis actually, and he said that, oh, Moziah, you're a brand. This is what you need to be doing. You know, this is how you need to be carrying yourself. And he gave me that advice, and from that day, I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, you're saying,
this is how I'm moving.
Right, to wrap up, we'll do some business questions. What are your top tips for networking?
Top tips for networking. Go to any of them. Go to any networking events, because one thing, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know I've met some people at events that have nothing to do with fitness, but then they have the individual I've met is gonna help me with my brand, you know, because he's got connections or he's got an idea of something he wants me to do. So in terms of networking, just don't go to networking events specifically for a specific brand. Go to any of them. Do you know what I mean? Fashion, go to whichever network, because you never know who you're gonna meet.
That's actually, oh, I hear that, but you know, when I first went to networking events, it's the ones that college and schools put on. It's like, bro, this is dead, you know.
A college one.
Yeah, like they try and do it for business, so all these small businesses will come and try and sell a dream that they're better than what they are. So they want to Google their prices versus everyone else's prices. I'm being like, this guy ain't finessing me, I'm going with my over there, innit? Right? I'm ducking this one. Yeah, so then when I'm talking to him, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'll go, okay, how do you set up a business? Right? I genuinely need help. Now I look back at it, not one of them fuckers that told me company's house at any stage, have a good accountant, make sure they're on the ball and your relationship's proper, make sure you get along with them so you don't slip up on a bad day. Yeah. Same with the legal team you're going to have for the field that you're in. The commercial law is what you have for contracts and everything. The guy that's going to get you your bail and the QC, he ain't going to help you when you know, Nike is knocking on the door saying, we got this for you. He can't read that contract like that. And then when you get them, you got to know that, okay, cool, they deal in this section of stuff. They deal with sports and entertainment instead of traditional employment contracts because they might not be that good. Then you're looking over the paperwork anyways, and that's defeating the purpose of having them. You know, they never tell you some shit like that. So I thought, nah, fuck this, right? When I learned that, then I thought, alright, cool, who do I want to link up with? Let me shoot a DM. Oh, wait, I know they're both following these people. They're following each other. Oh, no, my man, yo, bro, can you pattern this for me? Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to go to events, but then sometimes I think to myself, bro, it's just not worth it.
I hear you.
I mean, or it could just be like, you know, a bad experience.
I think it was a bad experience. I think it was a bad experience. Whereas, you know, you go to events, and I'm telling you, there's always one person you meet, and it's like, I need your number. You know, it always ends up being like that. And for me, it's always at events when it has nothing to do with the fitness industry or nothing to do with fitness. I go somewhere and I'm just like, I need this guy on my team.
I hear that. All right. So, what are your top 5 books to read?
Oh, geez, top 5 books to read.
Or even one. It doesn't have to be in any order. Like, you know, if you could say to someone before you die, make sure you read this, what would it be?
Make sure you read this book. Do you know the only book I can think about right now is I read a book ages ago. The Boy in Striped Pajamas. You know the Boy in Striped Pajamas? Yeah.
But I see it into myself, bro, that's got nothing to do with business. That's about a German kid.
I know, bro. I know.
Not realizing the Jews in a concentration camp, make friends with them, and then, spoiler alert, he goes in the gas chamber, gets gassed, and his dad was a general in the thing.
For some reason, it's a book that's just like, the minute you ask that question, that's the first book that comes to my head.
Right, at least you didn't say Moziah
Pinder. My head when you asked that question, bro.
At least you didn't say Moziah Pinder, did it? Now, for me, right now, it's a $100 startup or Patrick Bet-David's.
See, these are books I need to be reading, man.
Bro, I'll just send you pictures of the ones I got. But you know, 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, it's overrated. I read that, I thought, yo, I need a fucking refund. I can tell my man another 52 laws. Like, no, because it comes from the hood. Like, those are just hood tactics. You just need to understand how to transition it and what the skill is, how to apply it to where you're going now.
Yeah.
Like he's saying, don't outshine the master. Right? In other words, I'll tell man, don't run your mouth in front of certain people. He ain't going to end up good for you. It's the exact same thing. You're overstepping where you're at.
Yeah.
But it's like just making that transition. Do you understand? So when I read that, I thought to myself, this fucker just robbed me, bro. Fucking done me, bro. That one, I got finessed on that one still. When do you find it's time to cut people off? Like, you know, from your team, from your life, everything?
Yeah, that's. When do I find the time to do it, or
no,
when do I find the time?
No, when you think, yo, it's right, my man.
Oh.
Right, he's not there no more.
Again, man, it's when they say certain things, because jealousy comes in many forms, you know. So, you know, and for me, I'm really bad, bro, because I'm an overthinker. So someone could say something to me, and then at that moment I'll be like, you know, you said something weird. But later that night, I'm gonna be like, why did my man say that? And it'll be at that point when it's like.
You can't sleep, bro.
Bro, it's bad. It's
you
bad.
let things slide and you think to yourself,
yeah.
Nah, I can't sleep now.
So it's and for me, I've literally, I've tried to tell. I've tried to become so much better at it, but overthinking is literally is a demon in itself, man. It's a demon in itself.
I hear that, but you know, paranoia keeps you alive, bro. It's the only thing that keeps you alive.
Facts,
Just gotta know when to cut you off. Someone was saying this to me before. He goes, bro, you're sick, but you just look for an excuse not to do it. I go, no, bro. People throw it in my face, and not my fault that I can see it. You know what I mean? My man knows.
Yeah.
But then I realized you can't hold everyone to your standard or something, or in their.
This is the thing.
Or in, you know, spaces in life, time and space. Someone could be going through something that's a lot for them.
Yeah.
Right. You know how people say you are deaf in the family is a lot. If you come from a broken home, that deaf in there, it ain't gonna be the same, right? So the person that's taking it too hard and it's a serious thing for them, I try and cut them some grace. Now, if they say something a bit weird or it comes across, I think there was like, the head ain't in the right space. But I'll keep a note of it. Like, you know when the handshake don't match the smile? Right, but you gotta sometimes stick to yourself.
That's one thing for me as well. When I meet someone,
that PDC goes so freely in the air.
Like for me, it's like when I meet someone, and I shake their hand, and if it's a man and I shake their hand, and it's some flimsy handshake, I'm just like, bro, I don't know if I can trust you. I could.
I know, bro. My thing ain't strong, you know.
Super important. Your grip is.
My thing ain't that strong, bro. I tell you straight.
Yeah, but you know, with handshakes, it's like, bro, you just gotta make sure like you're there. You know, like you feel that transition of energy in that moment. That for me is a massive builder of trust, man. That first instant you meet someone, and if it's a good handshake, I can tell, I need to keep this.
But sometimes I think I just listen to the wrong track too many times. That one I got from Beanie Siegel, Feel It in the Air, right?
Yeah.
He goes, I could read your body language, right? Your handshake don't match your smile.
Yeah.
Right? I said that, bro, that one's a sick line. Or you know where he says, I ain't gonna jump out the window for a motherfucker that can't go out and walk out the door. And I know what he's saying. I'm thinking, that's right.
What does he mean by that?
So it was a case when he was on the Breakfast Club and he's saying to Charlemagne, look, I backed Kanye West, but I didn't back Meek Mill. Meek Mill says he's a gangster, but he can't walk out the door and do some basic gangster shit. And what you want me to do? Jump out the window? To go to the extreme of it?
Yeah.
And go jail for this guy? But with Kanye, when he was about to get robbed, like you were saying, he goes, look, he's never tried to be that, it's always been him. So it's like, yo, that's my friend. Oh, you don't do that, this is my thing, I'll step up.
I like that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I like that.
Bro, I clocked that straight.
I like that. That's sick.
The amount of memories that just came through my head, I thought to myself, bro, I fucked up so many times.
That's hard.
Yeah, bro, like, see, them calls made me fuck with his music. Now I'm looking into it, I'm thinking, yo, I'm late on the guy, but...
That's hard.
Alright, so when do you think is the best time to open up and let people into your life? Because, bro, time is precious, you can't get it back.
It's true. You should never be afraid to let people into your life, man. Never be afraid to, because the thing with trust and the thing with, you know, people being in your life for a long time is eventually they're gonna fuck up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if someone cannot be trusted, eventually they're going to fuck up. Eventually, you know, it may not be this year, may not be next, may not be in 3 years' time, but it's gonna happen. It's those people that have been there, do you know what I mean, decades in, that, do you know what I mean, like you can really build that solid foundation in. But I always feel like all the time, man, all the time, never be afraid to let people in your life.
But here,
just keep them coming, because you filter through all the trash anyway.
I hear what you're saying, but take this now. When I was in year 7, I had this friend called Sabil, right?
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit. So now, in year 10, it turns out my man's talking shit about me since day .1, right?
And that came out, innit?
Yeah.
You found out?
No, but look, this is what I'm saying. So at that time, I fucked up. You get what I'm saying? But look how many years, bro. That's like what?
It took,
3 years, right? That's most of my secondary school days.
Yeah, all of it, man.
So, just year 11 left. But then I sit here and think to myself, yo, I've met people that I don't even know like that. Like, I ain't even spent a month if we work out the hours, right? Bro, them lot are proper. They always try and, like, most of my connects come from other people say, oh, bro, you need, I know this guy, bro. Boom, sends me his number and screenshot and go, this is what I said to him, so I know where to pick up the conversation.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't have to ask, I'm just asking for advice, and because they know they can fix it, they fixed it. But bro, them people are met later in life, so I don't think it's a case of like over the years. Because bro, over the years, people can get entitlement, jealousy, envy.
Yeah, but you
could start proper and
they
them
can.
picky.
Yeah, it's true. People can, and you know, obviously those people you cut off quickly. But you know, there's people that will come into your life. Like someone could come into your life today, and 10 years later they're still in your life, and you literally, you know what I mean, like that's your guy. You know, so you can't. I used to be the same, bro. Like I used to have this guard up at all times. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not getting close, bro.
That's the paranoia, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, but now, like, I think as I've got older, I just think, you know, like you have to take people as they come. You have to take people as they come. If someone could come to you and you'd be like, I don't trust this person, but that person could be the most trustworthy person you're ever gonna meet in your life.
So, the next thing I wanted to say to you is, how do you identify what your skills are that you've picked up, and how do you transfer them into the new thing you're doing? Like you would have learned, say you're breathing when you're doing the 800 meters, right? It's different to your breathing in sprints. How did you transfer that over into bodybuilding?
Jeez, definitely wasn't consciously. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna take the skill I learned from when I had my coach in athletics to me doing what I'm doing in bodybuilding, you know. And I guess it was just something that just came naturally to me, which is why I think I just stuck to going to train. You know, it just felt so natural for me to do. You know, even the first day at the gym was like, it was just a natural feeling to be there. Even though I was questioning my guys, like, why are you, bro? What are you doing, man? Let's go outside. Like, what's going on? And he's not telling me to go to the gym. But the minute I stepped in there, and I started exercising with them, it just felt crazy natural. Like, this is what I should be doing. It was a weird feeling.
I hear that. All right. So what's next for you?
Next.
Yeah, like what's your next target, goal, milestone that you're trying? What's next for Moziah Pinder? What is the next thing he's going for?
So there's some things I can't talk about just because it's not confirmed just yet. But you know, for me next year I'm going to be competing all through next year, and then you know just raising my my profile offline and online as well. You know, just spreading my brand all throughout the just make it global really. I think that's where me and my team are at right now is definitely trying to take Moziah Pinder global, 100%.
Oh, no worries. So the last question is to wrap up. For all the people watching, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you and stay up to date with the latest from you?
Definitely just shoot me an email.
What's your email, bro?
Team Moziah Fitness @gmail.com.
Yeah.
Team Moziah.fitness.
So DM's not worth it.
DMs are flooded, bro. And the thing is, you know, the thing about DMs, yeah, it's like, it's me going on them and then just seeing the amount of trash that's on there. Cause so sometimes I won't even check DMs because I feel like I already know what's there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I already know what's in DMs. Whereas I always know that serious people email me. Obviously, yeah, I check DMs, but it's like DMs for me are just, it's like, it's a hot place.
I hear what you're saying, but I think it's something you or your team have to check. Because I remember
no, bro, like,
an interview with Stefan Don.
Yeah.
She goes, Stefan Don, right?
Yeah,
she did an interview.
Actually. Yeah.
She said, I check my requests, my DMs. They go, why I found DJ Khaled in there.
Yeah.
So you see that stint they did there.
Yeah, no.
Bro, you might not always get the email.
Of course, I check DMs, but it's like sometimes I'm just more consciously on emails more than I am on DMs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's just how I'm wired. I'm just an email guy. First thing in the morning when I go on my phone, I'm on emails. That's the first thing I look at is what emails have I got today.
Whereas, bro, for me it's different. I'm there to I slid in this thing's DMs exactly. I hope she's on it too, you know. Fuck. Like that's like most of my day, bro, in the beginning. And then they're like, yeah, same. Start talking like, this is a long thing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, mad thing I was saying. So, yeah, bro. But thanks for coming on.
No, brother, love. It was all love, bro. Thank you
No,
so much for having me. 100%.
Guys, let us know who you want next time. Safe.